Hi guys, so I did an unboxing of the Crafter's Companion Sarah's signature collection of Through the Looking Glass whenever it had come out and picked it up. I don't think it was the last craft day, I think it was before that. It sold out really fast, so there was no, oh here's the link, with the unboxing. It was already gone. But if for whatever reason it comes available somewhere, I have links, I'll have that in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I have been alerted by some of you guys that YouTube has updated kind of the way things look. I don't know if you've noticed, like, I use my computer mostly, my laptop, and it looks a little different, but there is like show more or whatever in the description box underneath the title, so it might look a little different now, but it's there. And if you're looking at a short and someone says there's a link, it's outside of the short video. The videos look kind of funky like this, and then on the outside it'll have like thumbs up or something, or maybe on the, I don't know, but it's down on the right. It's down at the bottom. It's the three little dots. You click on those and it'll expand all the different options you would have to interact with that video. And one of them is the description box. So just so you have that info. But I already unboxed it, went through it. One of my charms was broken. You guys remember I was like, oh, maybe that's how it's supposed to be. But then I was like, is that part of the story? I don't remember there being a broken mirror in the story. But the story is all crazy. But yeah, it didn't seem like it was something that was part of it. But it is kind of cute even though it's broken. I think it's really fun. So it's a defect in the charm, but I think it's adorable. And then I have other ones like this little rabbit already that I had picked up on Amazon, so I'm not concerned as far as this. I mean, I have plenty other charms to replace with, other than the little glass, because that's a little different. But it has rhinestones, we have ribbon, we have heart spangles, really cute. It says sequins on there. Cards and blanks, of course they're 4x6 because Crafter's Companion has just been like A4 all the way for like the last, probably over a year, right? They used to put A2 size cards in here, but now it's always the 4x6. A4, roughly an A4. I've used the numbers on 4x6 on an A4, should I say, are a little different than 4x6, but that just makes it easy, I guess. She did have the stencils in here, and I don't know that I opened all the stencils. I don't remember doing that. So yeah, they're sealed up. So let's take a look. Somebody had asked me, I believe in the video, and this was a long time ago, oh, how do you use the template? Or what are you supposed to do with this, basically? You're supposed to trace it. Now, you can put this, just like you do with stencils I've shown you, you can put a rubber mat, put it through your machine, and the lines will show up. So you can do it that way and then cut, but you were supposed to cut this out, my friend, by hand. I would say use an X-Acto knife for this inside part, but like, yeah. So it's cute that it's there, but will I ever do this? Probably not. Let's see. It's always tea time. The cute little tea. This is really sweet. I do like this background. Ooh, a little piece is still in there. I don't want to mess up my stencil, but we gotta get rid of that. It's just so thin right there. But it is really nice stencil material. It's nice and thick, so I'm not too scared, but I will get rid of that little piece. Oh, there's another one over here too. Oh, that one's a little... Anyway, there it goes. Really cute. I like this background. We're all mad here. And then these are just different little pieces, so I guess you can kind of tape it off if you want to use Drink Me. We're all mad here. We have the different little suits for the cards, I guess. And then your little keys, different patterns. Really cute. Let's put those to the side. And then the stamps. And again, it's not, I didn't mention that it's not my favoriteest artwork. A little juvenile like this, I don't know. Doesn't really, well, it doesn't matter. I guess they're not trying to make it look exactly like Alice over here, but that's okay. As far as, the typical imagery of her. Where you're entirely... So anyhow, so then we have You're Entirely Bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are Alice in Wonderland. And we're all mad here and all these kind of fun things. Cute little card, and you got your keys, and the little cupcake that says Eat Me, and the Drink Me bottle, which is adorable. Mad Hatter's hat there. I do love the silhouettes on this. Again, they're just silhouette dies, so it's not, you're going to have a lot of detail on here, so it's going to be these background kind of dies. I believe the only thing that cuts is this die will cut the little pocket watch, and everything else is just for like funsies, so, you know what I'm saying, they don't have a thing to match up with. I don't think. Yeah, because there's the teacup here, and there's other teacups here, and then this teapot that's just a shadow also. And the words Drink Me and Eat Me and your keys and your little lock. Super cute. A lot of these things are going to be very cute to just use, right? I love the silhouette of her. I think that's really adorable. Or like the little rabbit, and people know what it is. He's holding his little pocket watch there. I mean, just separately in different things. I think that'd be really cute. The cups and everything. And I think we went through the pattern paper. I didn't go through the colored card, but there's colored card here that should be coordinating. And I say should be because sometimes they'll include card that doesn't. It's like, what happened here? Like the pattern didn't quite go together, you know. Really pretty colors. Love the coral and the blue. And then we already went through the papers before, and on the back it's kind of like a mottled pattern with some slight, like, you know, you can see hearts here or whatever. So they're all very similar, but a little bit different colorway, where the fronts are completely very pretty. The paper is gorgeous. I mean, if she comes back with a paper pad of just this, I would grab it. And then, like I said, I have the Stamperia set. I prefer that as far as the artwork, but this is what we're going to be working with today. And I'm going to stick with what's in here. So that means 4x6 card base. It might mean grabbing some white paper, though, because I do kind of want to try out this. I don't know what we're doing today, guys. We'll figure something out. Okay, I'll be right back. I think I'm going to do a stenciling. And yeah, it's perfectly the 4x6. What I'm going to do is use the very light blue, and then we'll stencil in black ink and see what that looks like. So this piece, I'm going to cut it down roughly 4x6. I might trim it down after that, but for now I'm going to trim this down to 4x6. Okay, so I'll better put this stuff all back in the box, huh? Let's do that now. And okay, we have our card base. I'll put that to the side now because I don't want to get too mucky here. And then we have this and this. So again, 4x6 on both of those, roughly. I will tape this down. I hope the paper underneath doesn't shift too much. Actually, before I do that, just to get a little differentiation, I'm going to do all black, but then it's very just blue in the back. So I think what I'm going to do is grab like a deeper blue. Oh, purple would be pretty. Like just to give it some different shading up at the top. So I'm just going to grab this guy and just bring in some color. I guess I can bring in more than that. I was trying to be light with it. But just something, right? I'm going to probably leave it light down at the bottom. Okay, I'll just continue adding color until I'm happy. I'll probably do a little bit darker than that. Probably about good. Let's put this guy back. And I'll use black next, so let's go ahead and get that guy on deck. If you want to drop a little bit of water spritzes on here, you can definitely do that and pick it up, and it'll just give another texture, you know, just another little bit of detail. And let's tape these guys down, because I will want this to be pretty thick. Tape it there. I'm looking for an area that would be easiest to tape. There and there. Okay. This is very delicate in this area, so that's why I'm pouncing. You remember this guy kind of moved real easily when I was trying to pick out the thing. So do a little pouncing. I'm not even twisting really, because again, those little pieces will move. I do have pixie spray. I just don't use it. But if you have pixie spray or something like that, this would be the kind of thing you want to use it with. So as soon as I get out of that area and I can be done pouncing, I will like over here. Actually, this one's still a little bit suspect also, so I'll probably keep pouncing the whole thing until it gets nice and dark. I really, really want dark areas, right? So I will be here a little while, guys. I'll be back. I'm not even twisting, I'm just pouncing, 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 okay? I'll be back. My hand is so tired, I can see that this shifted, so I'm not even gonna go back up there. Whatever happened there, we're gonna leave it. Oh my goodness, my hand hurts. Okay. That's pretty good. I mean, it could be darker, but you know what? It was stenciling. I'm gonna leave it alone. Let me go wash this off and I'll be back. Guys, that really hurt my arm. But you know, I got my COVID booster and then I got my flu shot just a couple days ago. One on either arm. So the COVID one always makes my arm hurt. But not too many side effects from that, so that was good. Just kind of like, I don't know, tired, you know, that first day. And then I got the flu shot too, and that, you know, who knows? They both make you tired or whatever happened, I don't know. But maybe that's why my arm is especially tired right now, I don't know. Okay, so I am going to trim this down, and I think I'm going to line it, and I feel like I want to line it with like silver paper, and that's for my stash. I was trying to use everything that's in the box. There is gray paper in the box, you know, or a darker blue. But I don't know, just to make it pop, especially for keeping it kind of simple. So let me see what this is at, 4 and something. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit off this edge and a little bit off this edge and see where we're at. Ooh, where it's at 4 inches. Is that 3? Okay, we're going to be at 3 3/4, I think. I'm going to trim it a little bit more on this side. So 3 3/4. So the black paper or the silver paper I'm going to trim down. Well, it'll basically cover the whole front, huh? Unless I cut more off of this, but I don't want to cut any more off of this. So let's cut this top part and we'll discuss in a minute. Let's keep that. And let's take most of this. See, there's just like waste. Now you can just come in with a black ink and still color that in if you want the whole thing. But, ooh, I cut off too much already. I'm going to have to finish it off like I said. I should have started off with this bottom part. Because I already took off a 1/4 inch on the other side, so I need to take off a 1/4 inch. You know what I'm saying, on this. So that this matches up pretty well as far as how much is all around. So what I'm going to do is, I just put it away. And I'm going to take this black ink and just color in that bottom part. There might still be enough ink on this. Okay, so I'm just going to go and just color this in until it's nice and dark. Oh my goodness, you guys. Of course, I start doing this and I don't know what happened. When I grabbed this, I got ink on my hand, on my finger, on a side I wouldn't even expect. And I got it on here. I tried to erase it, but you know what? We're just going to... I thought, well, I can use a die to just cut this part out, but it cuts away the rabbit and all these. So I'm going to leave it for now, but just know I'm not happy. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to trim this down again. Let's go 3 and like just smaller than 4. So like whatever that is, probably 15/16, I guess. And on the 6-inch side again, also like 15/16 or whatever. Just so I can get the most out of this silver, that you can see it, and I can still see some of the white card base because I always like white card base showing through a little bit, or whatever the card base color is. This makes me upset. I know what it is because I touched it like this, didn't I? So it got in the back of my finger. I didn't realize. Oh no. Okay. Also, I'm going to gut this because we don't want to waste all this, especially on a card that I'm like iffy about now since I messed up that one little bit there. So where is... I always put this in front of me in a way that I'm not going to hurt myself, but it's available with the rest of like these markers, and I always forget where I put it. So anyhow, I'm going to cut away a good amount of this. So literally the smallest edge of this is going to be showing. I mean, look at that. But I'm going to cut about this much away. You can use a ruler. I don't really care. I just want to use this like for die cuts or something later. Or take a whole die if you have dies that are layering for A4. That'd be great. You can just cut the piece away. But I'm going to leave myself plenty to not mess it up what's on the edge. But still trying to maximize. So I'm just going to go around this whole thing and trim this out. Last trim. And I'll just put this in my little... I'll just put that in my little pile there. I always keep like my glitter and metallic papers separately in my scrap basket. That way I always know where that kind of paper is. Pretty stuff. Okay. So let's get this guy on here. If you're just going to do something like this that's totally flat, you can probably put just some dimensionals behind this. Like glue that panel to this and then put dimensionals so that way it pops and it's just still like a note card, you know, but it has a little bit of dimension. I'm telling you, this is the very smallest amount smaller than the card base. I mean, look at that little white edge. Very little. And then this guy. You can take ink and edge up the, you know, ink up the whole edge of your thing. I just did the very bottom to finish off that design, but this is just a simple stenciled card. I'm going to figure out something we can do for a sentiment or just have it be a note card. I'll hold this down, be right back. Just got off, and then to fix my little oopsie, I think I could have done this before, and I should have done this before when it was flat still. But we're just going to stamp a little something, and since this is nice and thick already, I'm just going to tape it down to my surface, and hopefully that'll keep it in case I have to redo anything. And I think I'm just going to take a sentiment, but instead of just doing it black, I was looking at this. Oh, there's another one. What is up with that? That's funny. There's an extra one, just, this is my dream. I'll decide where I go from here. I love that. That's so cute. Kind of say they just included it there. I feel like this one fits the best. So let's do We're All Mad here because it fits in here really nicely. Right? As much as I can. Make it straight. Straight as I can. And let's do this in like a dark blue. I don't know if that same dark blue I used earlier will be dark enough, but let's try it. Yeah, I can see this is juicier on one side than it is in the other. But I want like a navy blue, so this one might not work for me. Okay, I missed the spot anyway. There we go. Do it again, pressing that center. Aww. Almost there. And I'll make one other one with just the silhouette dies, so it's very similar as far as silhouettes go. But I have an idea. So we'll have that. And it can be just like that. If I hadn't messed that up, I would just leave it there and be like, okay, there's my card. But to cover up that little boo-boo, I think I'm going to use some of this stuff. Should I make a simple bow? I don't know. Okay, well, let's see how it looks. We'll just... Oh, okay. Someone's here. We'll just create that bow. I have a whole video on just making these bows, but I'll do it again slowly. So you take your seam binding. I love for this because it's just very soft and flowy. The stuff that's in the set is like a satin ribbon. It's a little thicker. It'd be harder to do, and it's really going to pop. I want this to be kind of loose, so we're just going to put it over our fingers like this, over and in between your index and middle finger, under the middle finger, in between, back up around your in between your index and middle again. You're going to finish your loop. Now a lot of times this is where I cut mine because I just need to finish the loop and then bring this around, so that seems like about right. Push it this way. If there's any adjustments you want to make, you should do them before you really tighten everything up. So when this comes around here, you're just going to push it under this loop that you just created, so around the loop. I think one time in a video I might have done it this way, but that's not right. A long time ago, I always remember, I'm like, did I do that one right? With seam binding, I do not singe the ends because it is cotton and it can catch fire, so we rather not do that. And I think I'm going to stick this down right here, just because you can still see Alice, that's fine. Let me flip this guy, it looks like he wants to go this way. So I'll glue that down with hot glue. Obviously my hot glue gun's not on right now, I haven't even talked about it, but I would put it here and hopefully it'll help me cover up my little oopsie there, and you still see Alice, right? Okay, good. Alright, let me clean up, I'll be right back. So I kept this out because I might need it. Actually, I could probably get it from a scrap piece over here instead, so I don't ruin the rest of this. So, card base, again 4x6. I cut a black piece of paper just because I like the stark color, especially with like Alice in Wonderland kind of things, you know, like that black and red and light blue. So that's cut at 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. And then I cut this piece of paper because I love it, but I don't love it as much as some of the other ones. And I'm like, let's just try this out and see. We're going to cover quite a bit of it, but as you can see, it has her little dress and teacups and all that beautiful stuff. Oh my goodness, it's so hard to use our papers, guys, especially when you're never going to get them again. And that's why I won't use the back side, because like, you have to use this side, right? I think so. Okay. Okay, a couple things. So what was I gonna do? Oh, yes. Well, basically I'm just gonna glue these down. So I'm gonna glue down one and then the other, okay? That's done. With this guy, I want to... Honestly, I'll probably take these dies out of this box and just have them with me because I think they're so cute. I mean, just so versatile. Maybe I'll leave this with like the stamps, you know, so we know that that went with that one, because the rest of them don't matter. They don't go back to that at all. I'm going to use this guy. I'm going to cut this from this black paper. Now, what I want to see is how well this is going to emboss, because I haven't used, what's that stuff called? Gilding wax in a long time. But this might be a fun thing to use it with. Don't heat set it. I think one time I was like, oh, let me try to get this dry faster, and it was like caustic, had a headache for like the rest of the all day, next day. Not great, guys. And we're gonna use some of the silhouettes. So even though my frame is black and the silhouettes are gonna be black, I'm going to use that gilding wax on this. But what I want to see is how much of the impression is like super embossed. So if you really want really good embossing with your marquee, you can run this through with a piece of foam, like kids foam. Just put the foam, paper, and then the dye on top. But some dyes will press really hard anyway. Like this one looked like it did. I can see the little dots there. I don't know what the embossing looks like though. Yeah, the embossing's not quite there. So what I'm going to do is grab some of this stuff. I always have some just sitting under here. Does that make it? No. It might, but I'm just going to make sure. And run it again. Of course, you can run it through any machine that has the embossability. And you can get that done. What do I have stuck to my finger? Okay. I'm going to run this through again. And really get the embossed look. Hopefully. To be honest, I should have just done that the first time. But I tried to go for it. Look at that. And funny enough is that if you really push on this whole frame you can use too. If you want a bright pink frame. I use that pink and I let it kind of go off the side. But I don't think anybody can tell, honestly, if you're just going to use it. Some little thing. Pop out all the little pieces because they do come out and you have a little frame. You can still use. And you can also use this for dimension under it. Like if I wanted to use that, I would use black foam. And I can have that. And we have another little piece here. What is that noise? Is that my ice maker? Okay. I don't have like a separate ice maker. I mean the ice maker that's in my fridge. Something's making some funny noises over there. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Look at that. So I know we didn't look at it the first time, but I could see that there were no like embossed lines on that. So there we go. Have a little yellow gold tape. Very good. Okay, I'm also going to use that same dye because it cuts the center out, and if you want that, you're going to have to run it through a different color, if that's what you want, right? And I always say if that's what you want. I don't ever make a video and say, this is how you should do this. Like, ever. It's what you want. That's what crafting's about. Right here. Your preference, you know? So I'm going to cut a piece, not to be too wasteful, to just get that center. So I'm just going to run this through so I can get this little silver mirror looking piece. I'll be right back. Just cut that out. And if I really wanted to be honest, I could have cut the whole thing. That way you'd have a silver frame also and not waste this little bit even, but I didn't do that. But you know, oh, that looks actually pretty cool. That's funny. Okay, anyway. Of course, you know, I want to keep that scrap too now. Let me go get the gilding wax. I'll be right back. Like I said, I went ahead and glued those down. We're going to have this and this. And that's as far ahead as I have thought. Okay. While I'm working here. With this stuff, this is Pebeo gilding wax. You just use a little, not a lot. I actually just dab my finger in like what's in the lid anyway. Smallest amount. You're going to tap some of it off. And you just kind of come in here and give it a go. Sometimes afterwards people burnish it with like a paper toweling or something like that, and it makes it shinier. I don't know how to explain that. Very, very, very little. I know it's probably hard to see how little I'm using. But I do want to get this different than the black that I'm going to be just cutting the other characters out in. So just a little bit more. Again, if you're the type of person that doesn't like strong smells or gets kind of headaches from them, this is not the product for you. It already smells like chemicals. It's good stuff though. I know Crafts Companion came out with their own and I have some of them and they're like wild colors, but I don't hardly use them and I don't remember if they smell. I'm sure they do. So anyway, after you're done here, you can bring like a little rag or something, just go over the top and buffer it, and it makes it like shinier looking. But I'm pretty much done. So I'm gonna go wash my hand and throw this away, and I'll be back. So, you know, just kind of eyeballing this. I mean, how cute is that? Just use the frame, just so you have maybe some of the not the sentiments. Well, maybe. But I meant the silhouettes in there, so you can see a little more of the pattern. But basically that's what I'm doing, something like that. And then we're going to cut Alice out. I'll probably just cut everything just to see what it is. Not everything. But, ooh, maybe even the key. The key would be cute to be cut out in like a silver or gold too. Really I wanted just like the characters, not so much the cat. Cheshire Cat. And then Drink Me, Eat Me. I don't know if I want to use those as I have no idea, guys. Since we're doing the thing, let's do this too. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna run these few things through and see if we use them, any of them, or all of them, or whatever. But I'm gonna tape them down so they don't move. You don't need any of these things moving. Generally with the marquee, I just hold on to it, but this is quite a few items. Okay, so I'll be right back. Just gonna roll these guys through. Just didn't want to shake the camera. Yeah, for sure. I mean, these can just go right into my use them all the time dies. How fun. So we have, like, you know, I don't know. Just want to build a little something up. Let's see what we have. A key. Maybe we can, I don't know. Just putting some stuff together. Like I said, maybe we won't. Yeah, because that'd be kind of weird, but, I don't know. Lock and key go together, maybe. I don't know. Again, they're the same color and all that, so it's kind of like, I don't know what I want to do with that. It's kind of boring. We'll see. Let me clean up a little bit. I'll be right back. I think I'll do something like this. Funny enough, all I did was put this stuff over here, and I'm like, yeah, so that way it's kind of looking up here, maybe behind the frame a little bit. So maybe I'll get these guys down first. And of course, you can add texture to these pieces. You know, I have tons of different gilding wax colors, so that's another thing. You can just mix and match your little colors. Like I could have put some silver on this guy. Get rid of that extra glue that's there. Kind of want it tucked away back here. I'm going to hold this down for just a second. I'm going to put dimensionals in the back of her and our little rabbit here, and I'll be right back. And then I'll put this here. I don't know if I'm going to put a sentiment on the front, guys, because I don't know. It's just the words like eat me and drink me are kind of random. I mean, obviously, if you know the story, it's not random, but it's kind of a little bit random. And then everything else is like a big sentiment that I would have to cut and then put on here, and I don't want to cover up any of my little compositions, so I think I'm just going to leave it. However, I'm just eyeballing left and right. The up and down doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to hold that down for a second, and then I'm going to put liner tape on the back of this guy because I don't want it to pucker or anything with possibly the glue that I use. Having said that, even with liner tape, you still want to be very careful, because if it also puckers or does something weird, or oopsie, well, I'll just pinch that off. Or at the end here, when you go to gouge it, let's say, and you get like a little bump of it, you'll still see it on the other side. It's crazy. So just be very careful with it, but I'll be right back. That down pretty good, so I'm going to be careful picking this off. Like I said, you can get lifted up and it makes like a little bunching, and you will definitely see it on the other side. And come on. Okay, I'll put that facing down just in case. I can use my characters to cover it up if for some reason I get a little bunch there. That's really, really pretty. I mean, even just that so pretty, so pretty. Okay, so where do we want our gal? And then we have the little rhinestones. That would be great to add here and there. I'm not pushing it down quite yet because I don't know if I want her there. Now, I didn't cut little tiny pieces, but you can definitely do that and put it behind his ears to protect that a little bit. But I think just maybe bring him down a little bit lower like this. Alright, guys, and then again, little crystals. Actually, should we do that? It always adds something, doesn't it? Let's do it. Oh, you know what? Are they sitting here next to me? No, I put them away. I did put them back in the box. Oh my goodness, so pretty. Ooh, I don't know. because they are pretty, but they're pretty because, you know, it's all the blue and the red and all that stuff. So if I was to put it on here, I'd probably go with black again, and then what's the point? Maybe the blue? Ooh, maybe not the biggest one, but like this size. Red. And then a couple of the smaller blues. Something like that. And then I do the same thing up here. Something similar at least. Like a little bit of the red here. And 2 of the smaller blue ones. Now, if I had a die that I liked from the set, I would put it here. Or like a sentiment that's smaller or something. But for right now, we're just going to leave it like that. Or at least I am. And, you know, once I figure out what I want for the sentiment and I want to send it off to somebody, I'll do that. I don't want to take away from my pretty paper and everything right now. Or add something to it and then never use the card because I would just put like thank you, to be honest. Like I send thank you cards quite often, so that would be something I would rather do. Alright guys, well that's 2 ideas. I did get the other one stuck down, so here they are. Again, you can add gems and things to this too, or just leave it like a note card. Now again, if I hadn't made a boo-boo, I wouldn't even put the little bow, but here we are. So we're all mad here, and then we have this pretty guy. And the other thing is you can just do your sentiment on the inside, like one of these fun ones. Every adventure requires a first step, you know, whatever it is. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.